Okay, here's a thought experiment for you. What if you tried to intentionally lose $1,000 in just 1 month? Not in one big flashy bet, but through a series of tiny, super relatable, and, let's be honest, kind of dumb decisions. Well, someone actually did it, and it's turned into this hilarious and frankly horrifying story about how easily our budgets can just spring a leak. Yeah, that's a direct quote from the person who ran this little experiment. $1,000. Gone in about 30 days. And, the wildest part isn't even the amount, it's how it all disappeared. Right. This wasn't about one trip to Vegas or falling for some email scam. This person wanted to see just how fast all those little everyday money mistakes, the ones we all make, could pile up into a serious problem. They basically took a nosedive into every common financial blunder so that we don't have to. And it all starts right here, with the slow burn. This is probably the sneakiest way to lose money, because these are the things you don't even realize you're paying for. This is where the whole dumpster fire gets its first little spark. So, does any of this look familiar? I thought so. It all began with the classic free trial trap. You got a meal kit service, a productivity app, and this is my personal favorite, a smart water bottle that actually texts you reminders to drink water. Of course, the plan was always to cancel before the trial ended. But, life happens, you forget, and then boom, the charges hit your card. And just like that, we are $160 in the hole. For what? Food that was never cooked, an app that was barely opened, and a water bottle that sent a "you're dehydrated" text at 3 in the morning. It's crazy how fast those forgotten subscriptions add up. Okay, so we've covered the passive mistakes, the stuff you forget about. Now we get to the active mistakes. This is that classic trap where you try to save a few bucks by doing it yourself, even when you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. So the check engine light comes on. The mechanic gives a quote, $800. The response? Piff. I watched a YouTube video, I got this. The cheap fix started with some mechanic in a can stuff, which did nothing. Then came buying a new sensor and a new set of tools that will probably never be used again. And the result? The car actually runs worse, and the final bill from the mechanic skyrockets to $1,200. The attempt to save $800 ended up costing an extra $400. Ouch. So that little DIY adventure just added another $135 in wasted parts and tools to our running total. We're now down almost $300, and the car still wasn't fixed right. It's just a perfect example of how good intentions can go so wrong. All right, if you thought the DIY disaster was bad, get ready. We're moving from a bad idea to an even worse one. It's time for the next classic mistake, jumping headfirst into some speculative investment with zero research, all because of that shiny promise of getting rich quick. This is where things get really wild. A $500 investment was thrown at a meme coin. I'm talking about one that literally had a rocket emoji in its official documents. And for a second there, it looked like a genius move. In just 4 hours, that $500 turned into $700. That's a 40% gain. And that initial win? Well, that was the bait. And here it is, the inevitable crash. After that initial high, something called a liquidity event happened, which is really just a polite way of saying the creators pulled all the real money out, cashed out, and just vanished. The value totally cratered. But in the true spirit of diamond hands, our guy held on all the way to the bottom. That $500 investment was now worth a whopping $17.42. So that little crypto adventure, it just added a massive loss of over $480 to the pile. We have now officially incinerated $795. This was the single biggest blow, and it came from the most predictable place of all, pure, unfiltered hype. Okay, we've only got about $200 left to lose to hit our goal. So it was time for that final kind of noble-sounding mistake, investing in myself. You know the one. It's the justification we all use for spending that feels productive, but more often than not just ends up being a waste. The gym membership was just the beginning. Then came all the essential gear. The tub of protein powder, the new headphones, the premium shorts. And the total usage? The gym was visited twice. The first time was pretty much just for a locker room selfie session, and the second time resulted in a pulled hamstring. After a truly miserable cancellation process, 2 full months of fees were paid for basically nothing. So you add it all up, the 2 months of membership, all that gear that was barely touched, that's another $200 gone. Our grand total of money lost is now sitting at an almost perfect $995. We are so close to the finish line. With just $5 to go, there was really only one way to, as our experimenter put it, complete the destruction. A single symbolic purchase to bring the total loss to a nice, clean, round number. And that was a scratch-off lottery ticket, which, of course, was not a winner. And with that, mission accomplished. A clean $1,000 vanished in about a month. So we just watched a masterclass in how to completely sabotage your finances. But okay, besides the laughs, what's the actual lesson here? Let's take this $1,000 disaster and boil it down into a few simple rules so we don't make the same mistakes. Here are the 5 big takeaways. Number 1, audit your trials. Just make it a habit. The day you sign up for a free trial, set a reminder to cancel it. 2, respect the expert. Before you even think about a DIY fix, just get a quote from a professional. It could save you a fortune. 3, doubt the hype. Remember, throwing money at crypto without doing any research, that's not investing. That's just a trip to the casino. 4, test before you commit. Pay for a single-day pass at a gym for the first month. See if you actually go. And finally, number 5, run from rockets. Seriously, if a product's main selling point is a rocket emoji, just run. It is a huge red flag. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? For most of us, financial trouble isn't some big, dramatic crash. It's a slow leak. It's this quiet pileup of forgotten subscriptions, wishful thinking, and so-called self-investments that never ever pay off. So I'm gonna leave you with this question to chew on. As you look at this whole parade of financial fumbles, from the free trials to the DIY disasters, which of these might be quietly draining your own bank account right now? Because just being aware of them, that's the first step to plugging those leaks for good.